if you want me to relinquish the membership of the NUDO party, then you must charge me officially, right? Bring me in front of a disciplinary hearing, and then tell me what provisions of the Constitution have I transgressed.
Honorable, some say that you walked away from NUDO, not out of principle, but because you lost the power struggle. So my question is, did you leave NUDO or were you pushed out?
Thank you very much. Actually, there is a misconception, a misunderstanding, if you would like.
Okay.
I haven't left NUDO. I'm still a member of NUDO because I peruse through the constitution of the NUDO party. And in that constitution, there is no provision that prevent me from starting an association. There is only one provision that if you start a political party, then you are in conflict with the principles and the ideals of the NUDO party, because then you are in direct competition with the NUDO party. So what I have started, and that some people or many people don't understand, is that I started an association which is not a political party, an association particularly based in the Windhoek municipal area to, like, for instance, you can say it's a Red Taxpayers Association for effect. So I'm still a member of the NUDO party, but I started an association to advance the needs and aspirations of my people in the Windhoek municipal area. So I did not leave NUDO. I'm still a member of the NUDO party.
But then that association now, does it not currently conflict with your position in NUDO? Or did you just resign from the position itself, but not like the whole political party?
Absolutely. I resigned because I was the Secretary-General of the NUDO party. So I resigned as the Secretary-General of the NUDO party. But I'm still an ordinary member of the NUDO party, although I have started an association on the other side.
The other side.
Yes.
And that's now why? Because of because you said you perused through the constitution of the political party, and that's why now you also refuse to give up the membership of the. Did they come and request that you should give the membership of NUDO, or like where did it come from that you refuse to give up the membership of NUDO?
No, they haven't come, but I'm hearing that through the grapevine that they want to come and request me to actually relinquish the membership of the NUDO party. So in my opinion, I'm saying, okay, if you want me to relinquish the membership of the NUDO party, then you must charge me officially, right? Bring me in front of a disciplinary hearing, and then tell me what provisions of the Constitution have I transgressed. And only after that, the disciplinary hearing, and after I have also been given a right of reply, can the DC then decide whether I'm guilty or not guilty? And then they can expel me if they so wish from the party. But I'm not going to soothe their egos and resign. That I will not do. Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And would you mind telling us why did you decide to resign from your political party that you have served for over 2 decades?
Well, it's a question of looking at the bigger picture. NUDO is a political party like no other. And I have been saying that. Many political parties has their constitutions, right? They go by what their constitution dictates. And unfortunately, when you come to the NUDO party, it has a constitution, right? But then because it was started as a party that is dominated by traditional chiefs.
Yeah.
Even if you sit as a leadership, elected leadership, and decide on the way forward,
Yeah.
you will come in conflict with a traditional leadership, because then they will tell you and remind you that this party was started by the late Jose Akutako, the chief. So this is primarily a traditional party where the chiefs must have a say. Even if you decided the leadership, they will come and say, no, 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 this is not going to happen, because we as the traditional chiefs and the owners of that political party will not accept whatever you have decided.
So they were the real power of the party, even though there's a Secretary-General, there's a president. And
absolutely. And looking into the future, I thought that, how do I then marry and bring other youngsters into the political party called NUDO? Because if you bring a Kavango, a Noshiwambo speaking, or a Damara speaking Namibian there, they are not from the Herero Traditional Authority. So now how will they function within an establishment that continuously reminds you that this is a Herero party?
That's why you call it a cancer.
Absolutely. That's why I call it a cancer that is busy eating the soul of the NUDO party. Because many young people will not really feel comfortable to come, especially from the other tribes, to come and join NUDO, because then they will see, this is a Herero project. Why should I join it?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why when I thought, I think beyond NUDO, I can still contribute more, but not in the current NUDO setup as it is right now.
So would you say if you had succeeded in your presidential bid with NUDO, will we be having this similar conversation, or was it because you lost that bid that you decided let me just leave everything with NUDO?
No, I think we will still have the same conversation, because it doesn't matter whoever takes NUDO as a president. You can bring a person with a PhD and a doctorate to take over NUDO leadership. But so long as we don't amend the party constitution to make sure that the traditional chiefs are part and parcel of the NUDO establishment and the leadership of the NUDO party, but they must only serve in an advisory capacity. Unless we do that, whoever takes over will still have the same problem.
So the Constitution gives them the power?
The Constitution gives them the power to dictate, to even reject the decisions of the elected leadership of the party, which in turn translate to the fact that even if you are sitting at the highest level of the party structures, like the National Executive Committee or the Central Committee of the party, when you start to say, no, let's adopt, for instance, the official language, which is English, within the party, because we are not Hereros here, we are from different tribes and whatever, they will remind you that this is a Herero party. So we must speak Herero. And those other people, you must translate to them. And then whoever you bring that is not a Herero feel isolated. Because how can you call it a national party and yet you speak one language that is predominantly within the party? Yes.
Okay, I see. And also now, because I'm not also really well versed with the Herero community, because also with the conflict among the Herero traditional authority as well, does that also affect the party or is it one part of the traditional authority that supports the party, or is it both of the, because I know there are different chiefs, or the conflict that is currently happening?
No, the conflict, it's really and has affected the NUDO party as a political vehicle. Why? Because you will find two groups. supporting different traditional chiefs within NUDO. Now, when I am, for instance, as a SG supporting this chief, the other members that are also members of the NUDO party will not accept me as their Secretary-General. Why? Because they see me as their enemy, because I'm not supporting their preferred traditional chief. And to a lesser extent, that has been the problem with NUDO, because the two factions are fighting. The two traditional chief factions are fighting. Now, when you have to take decisions that are in the best interest or should be in the best interest of the party, you will find a group sitting in a corner and saying, no. We are not going to listen to Kauandenge as an SG because we are not supporting his preferred chief. We are supporting these other traditional chiefs. And that is killing the NUDO party as a vehicle for all Namibians going forward.
And what will you say, probably like looking back in your journey with NUDO, what will you say, what kept you loyal for so long, even when the cracks were obvious?
It was, you must remember that when I joined NUDO, people are having these misconceptions that NUDO was started in 2003 when the late Paramount Chief pulled it out of the DTA, the then DTA at the time. But they are forgetting that NUDO was actually part of the Democratic Tunale Alliance, which is DTA, since 1978, with a late Chief Kapuo, who led a combined alliance of all traditional authorities across the country. So when the late Chief Kapuo decided then at that time with Dec March of the Republican Party to start the Democratic Alliance, which is DDA at the time, they brought all different tribes within that alliance, right? And NUDO was one of those alliance from the Herero-speaking Namibians. So when we reached the independence of Namibia in 1990, DT was still a composition of all these different tribes, because perhaps Chief Kapuo and Dec March thought that if we bring these all traditional chiefs together, then we will have a voice that represents everybody. So post-independence, cracks started within the alliance called DTA, because the Hereros, speaking Namibians under Chief Rirwako, were wanting to talk about the genocide, the issue of land disposition and whatnot. And others within the alliance, like the Germans and the Boers, or they did not want to hear anything about it. And that's why in 2003, the late Chief Rirwako decided to pull NUDO out of the DTA. My loyalty then was the chief for so long, because it's a man that I admire. It's a man that I really thought that he represents the needs and aspirations of his people. And I kept on going. You must also take into account that when I joined politics, it was understanding politics, actually, it was around 1988 when I was perhaps, 14, 15 years?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if you look at today's young people around 14, 15 years, they are still young. They are innocent. But for our generation, when we were 14, 15 years old, we were actually already actively involved in politics because of the apartheid regime at the time and the persecution of our people and especially from the apartheid regime. So 88, 89, in fact, when the first election came, I could not vote, but I was around 16 years old. Oh. So I already knew in my mind what is happening in our country, right? So after independence, then I said, okay, here I am within the DTA. I'm loyal to the ideals and aspirations of the DTA with my chief. And I stayed there for so many decades until NUDO pulled out of the DTA in 2003. Yes.
And so looking back today as well in the community, are there still some people like now in the Herero community that are really hesitant to speak about the genocide and the reparation and all that, like in today's present?
No. In today's present, many of the Hereros and Banderos are speaking freely about the genocide. Why? Because the vehicle that they use or that they are using now mostly is NUDO. And NUDO is out of the alliance where they could not speak about these issues.
Okay.
But now they can speak about them because they are not within the Democratic Tonhala Alliance composition. So most now are openly speaking about it.
Okay. And maybe can you just tell us how far is the reparation of the genocide probably, and how are the different affected community currently involved, if you are also involved in the discussion and the decision making around it?
I think on that question, even when I was in parliament as a member of parliament, the Namibian government has really done a bad job as far as that is concerned. Because they went into the reparation issue with a divide and rule concept, where they went in and accepted some traditional chiefs and invited some traditional chiefs to talk about the reparation issue while leaving others out. And that has caused really some serious problem within the issue of reparation and negotiations within the affected communities. The affected communities were saying that you cannot speak on our behalf without us being directly involved at the same table with the Germans. Of course, as a government, you can take the lead. But you must take us along for us to be able to speak on our own and directly demand what we think is rightfully owed to us by the Germans. But then the government, on the other hand, because they were wanting to swaponize this issue and make it a national issue, while it is not a national issue, there are two tribes that were affected by General von Trotter order, and that's the Namas and Hereros. Whether you look it and you want it or you don't want it, those are the two tribes where the extermination order was directed to. We are not denying that through the crossfire, there were other tribes that were caught in the crossfire, like the Damaras and the San community. But the extermination order was directly directed to the Herero-speaking Namibians, where von Trotter said that if you find a child or a woman among the Herero community, he or she must be killed. So the government, unfortunately, in their short-sightedness and for political expediency, decided to say, we are the government, we are going to take the lead, so you must just follow. And unfortunately, the affected community have said, no, you cannot do it like that. We must be on the same table with you as a government when you negotiate with the German government for us to be able to talk and speak on our own.
Interesting. And is there a way or a pathway that is actually put on how the reparation or what is owed to the Nama and the Herero people, or how is it going to be divided, or how is it going to be used among the two communities?
No, it really hasn't been decided. The joint declaration was sent back by Parliament when I was there to say the quantum that they propose is not sufficient. So at this point in time, we also don't know where we are, because remember that last year Germany had a new government that was elected, the leftists for that matter. So I don't know where the government is right now, and perhaps sooner or later they will come to Parliament and appraise us as the affected community as to where are we with these negotiations going forward. Because for now, we really are in the dark as to what happened from the previous government and this government that have taken over, whether we are still going to continue on that path or whether the new government has other ideas.
Okay, interesting. Thank you so much. So I just want to go to the session where I really want to, or like for the audience to really understand who I'm talking to, beside like beyond all the headlines. So who are you beyond the headlines?
It's a very good question and a very pivotal question, because many Namibians are relying on social media and the media to know who a person is.
Yes.
But I must put it categorically very clear that you can never know a person through what the media write. You cannot have an opinion about a person how that person is being portrayed by the media without sitting with that person like we are sitting now and asking critical questions to be able to determine who that person is. Now, unfortunately, in the Namibian context, we are having a situation where you read about Elizabeth, you form your own opinion about Elizabeth, and then you conclude what the media says about that person. So I think for the longest time, Namibians have been indoctrinated by the media to think a certain way or to conclude a certain way about the person called Josef Kauandenge, which is absolutely not true. Josef Kauandenge is a humble being, a man who believes in the power of changing other people's life through different activities and aspects that will contribute to the well-being of another person. I am the founder and chairman of the Yossi Hope Foundation, a foundation that has helped so many people, and especially young people, either to complete their studies, because even as I'm sitting here, I can testify to the fact that I have helped so many young people across the country, not looking at their tribes, not looking at from where they are coming from, but looking at whether they are capable enough and competent enough in their field of studies. So I have helped, I continue to help many with so many different problems. But then I don't publicize this. I don't go to the media every time when I'm handing over help to anybody, because for me, I understand that it's not about publicity. It's about helping that individual. And if that individual tomorrow or the day after decides to say, no, the person who helped me to come here is Honorable Josef Kauandenge, then it's fine. But for me, it's not about that or publicity. So I think I'm one of the politicians that have been misunderstood for a very long time by the perceptions among the media as to who I am. And for instance, a person that ran from this party to that party, a person that cannot be trusted because you don't have a backbone or strong political backbone as to where you want to go. And this is the perceptions that I have been hearing all along. But then you ask yourself, is that really me? I don't think that's really me. Because for me, it's a question of when I am somewhere and I don't believe in that vision anymore, I have to change course, irrespective of what the public there outside says. Yes.
Okay. And when it comes to, did you study something in political science, or like what education background do you have?
Well, I did study, I think before I started, I got intrigued by politics at a very early age. My stepfather was a leader within the then DDA, now PDM. And he used to take me mostly to meetings of the elders. And I used to sit there and listen to what they are saying. And I think through that, I became more aware of politics.
Yeah.
And I think the likes of Dr. Martin Luther King, the likes of Malcolm X, the likes of Badu Stephen Biko in South Africa, the likes of Robert Sobukwe, the likes of, not Traore, but Sankara, Frantz Fanon. I used to read those books at a very early age. So I think I was indoctrinated into the political sphere by my stepfather, who always take me to these meetings, and I sit there and I listen to the elders. So when I came of age, I decided to follow the political path because that's what I was interested in. So after that, in years close to where we are now, I decided to study law. I'm a graduate in the legal field as I'm sitting here. Because when you compare politics and law, they are intertwined. You cannot divorce these two because law gives you that critical mind of digesting actually and talking about issues critically and analyzing them critically. And then 2 years ago, I studied political science only at the level of a certificate. But I don't think my study of political science and law have any bearing on where I am here as a politician, because I think it is something that is inborn from the very early age until I put those two qualifications on top of what I was born to do.
That's so true. And yeah, so you have worn so many hats. So you are also a musician, a politician, and can we also call you an activist?
Oh yes. In a way, I'm an activist, and of course, on the side of music, there is one thing that people do underestimate, especially when it comes to music, because when you are doing music, anybody, it doesn't matter from what political party, if that person likes your music, that person will follow you because of the music. And then for a while, he or she can forget about your political affiliations. And that is one thing that I think that I have captivated and really that is positive on my side. Because if you go on Facebook today and search my handle, which is my Facebook page, with his Josef Kauandenge fan page, you will find that I'm currently having almost 26,000 followers on that page. And those 26,000 followers, believe me, and I think almost maybe 20,000 of them, they are not following me because of my political beliefs. They are following me because of my music, because they like my music, they identify with my music, and that's why they are on that page. Because they are also from different political parties in Namibia, but they still continue to follow me music-wise. So, and on that basis, I think both politics and my music are complementary to each other. Yeah.
So, but which one would you say probably like, okay, being a musician and a politician, which one would you say carries the most weight for you personally?
I think it's both. Because music has a different appeal to those specific target audience.
Yeah.
And politics have an appeal to that particular audience as well. So I think if I have to divide, I will say 50-50.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's what makes me Josef Kauandenge, the politician and the musician.
And a musician.
Yeah.
Interesting. So when the headlines fade, what do you think your legacy will really say about you?
I think, to be fair, my legacy will say, here lies a man, a father, a husband to somebody that tried to do his level best for the benefit of his people. Because being a social activist in my own right, my preoccupation always is to fight about the well-being of my people. And I don't look to color or tribe or sex. For me, it's a question of where can I assist, whoever is in need. And I think to a larger extent, that will define my legacy as a person, because of that humility towards a human being, irrespective of whatever that human being is, to be able to help that person to achieve his or her own objectives at the end of the day. Yes.
Okay. And now I want to speak of the birth of ASOLI. Because I think many people, or like currently in the public, people are seeing it as kind of like revenge or like a renewal and a party that is being anti-NUDO. So, but what does ASOLI truly stands for?
Well, I think, to be fair, really, ASOLI has nothing to do with NUDO. For starters, I sat talking to myself, right? Sometimes you have to talk to yourself to be able to find the right answers, not to somebody else. So when I was about knowing that on the 21st of March, 2025, that I will exit the parliamentary seat in Parliament, last year around August, I had a meeting with myself and I asked myself, beyond Parliament, what will I do? There were two options. One was, I must go into the legal field, be, support one of these other firms, local firms, become perhaps a consultant, and work from 8 to 5, earn my money, and go home, right? Because one thing that people don't understand or realize is that once you have served as a member of Parliament for 5 years, once you exit that Parliament, you are paid for life. As a former MP.
Really?
Yes. You are paid for life. Not the actual amount that you have been paid, but half of the amount that you have been paid.
Oh.
If you were paid, for instance, perhaps 50,000, you will get 25, and you are on a medical aid of government until you die.
Okay.
So, and even if you are receiving this, you can also go and get any other job. They will not stop these benefits of a pension, even if you get another job. Oh. So for me, it was not a question of whether I want more money, because I already have the money. I already have the qualifications to go do whatever I want to do. So for me, it was about, I'm still young, I'm healthy, and I still think that I can contribute more to the well-being of my people. So what do I do? Unfortunately, as I have explained within NUDO setup, I cannot, attract many Namibians within the NUDO fold, because the party is predominantly being seen as a Rodo party. where you will find it difficult
Yeah.
to bring other young people from other tribes within the NUDO party. So I decided to say, okay, for the benefit of my people,
Yeah.
let me start ASOLI. Let me bring other tribes and nationality within the structures of ASOLI, and let me try to see how I can help the residents of the Windhoek municipality in particular going forward.
Yeah.
So, and that is what I actually did by establishing ASOLI, not for my own benefit,
Yeah.
not because I want to gain or earn money out of it, because I already have access to the funds and money through my pensions and my work.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me do this for the benefit of my people and to be able to assist them wherever really I can.
Okay.
And that's where the idea of the birth of ASOLI is. So it has nothing really to do with NUDO, because for me, if you have to ask me honestly, unless NUDO revamp itself to attract other tribes within the party, it won't survive going forward. Yes.
So would you say that with ASOLI, just to be frank, you are building something new, or you are correcting some old losses?
Absolutely, I'm building something new, because since we are almost 3 months right now, since the launching and establishment of ASOLI,
Yeah.
we initially thought that we are going to start ASOLI in Windhoek municipality, right? But after we launched it officially, we received calls from as far as Ogwendiva, as far as Oshiwarongo, Karipe, and Swakopmund, where they said we want to establish ASOLI locally in those municipalities, right?
Okay.
And I asked them a question, why do you want to do that? Because there are so many parties that you can join that are already existing. And their answer was, no, we have seen you, we have heard you, we believe that with you, we can be able to address the socio and economic problems confronting our people under a solid name. And while you were in NUDO, we could not do that. We could not join NUDO because we know that NUDO is predominantly a Herero party. And once we come there, what can we do?
Yeah.
And since the establishment of ASOLI, we really have seen tremendous growth within the association from everybody, and especially the younger generation of the voters. Because believe me, whether we like it or not, young people have come on age. Last year, during the presidential and national assembly election, we registered almost 1.5 million voters across the country. But 950,000, almost a million, were young people.
Yeah.
So it's on that basis that I said, okay, I started something like for Windhoek municipality, but it has expanded beyond the municipality of Windhoek. So I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. And then when people are interested in joining ASOLI, how do you join? Do you join as a member, or do you join, or like what are the procedural, and what are you joining for? Are you just joining an association, or what is the benefit of one joining ASOLI?
No, what they are currently doing is that, as I have explained, especially for those areas where they call us, they are joining from their various areas saying that we want to establish ASOLI in our municipality for us to be able to participate under ASOLI in the coming elections, right, in November.
Okay.
So then we take them through the processes of what is needed, how must you go about it as per the Electoral Commission requirements.
Yeah.
And when they comply with that, then we take on their behalf the applications and we submit to the Electoral Commission. But for a city like in Windhoek, where we have branch leaders, constituency leaders, coordinators across the 10 constituencies in Windhoek.
Yeah.
We direct them to where they should find the information, the application forms and whatnot. So what we are busy now is that we are busy now opening a website where people, wherever they are across the country, can apply online, fill in the forms online, wherever they are,
Yeah.
and submit it for our approval.
Ah,
Yes.
interesting. So do you say that you believe in local governance as the new frontier power?
Absolutely. Because you must take into account that before I went to Parliament, I was also a local authority councillor between 2015 under NUDO up to 2018. So I served as a local authority councillor for 4 years before I resigned and went to Parliament. And I can guarantee you that there is nothing more important. Of course, Parliament has that status of being an upper house.
Yeah.
With what people think is a lucrative benefits and whatnot. That's a bit debatable. But at the level of the local authority, that's where I personally want to be. Why?
Yeah.
Because at Parliament, you don't meet with the ordinary people. Where will you meet?
Yeah.
You are in Parliament, you are legislating laws, right? But when you comes to local authority, you actually meet with the real people on the ground, where they will talk about their water and bills and their houses being auctions, bread and butter issues. So that is precisely where I really want to be able to help my people wherever I can.
Okay, and let's talk about survival when it comes to ASOLI. So how does an association like ASOLI stay afloat without being swallowed by the moneyed interest or the political fatigue?
Well, again, it's a question of experience. Because if I have to be fair to myself,
Yeah.
I have been involved in politics for the last 30 years. 3 decades, yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Right? And through that period, you develop and learn from your past mistakes.
Yeah.
You learn from best practices. You learn from where do you go from here going forward. It's not an easy space, as you are saying, because ASOLI is just an association, it's not a political party. And you have political parties that are well vested, they have the resources, they have money more than ASOLI. But then again, I have learned through my period in politics that it's not about the money. It's not about what or how old a political institution is. It's about whether you can connect with the people on the ground. And this is what we are really doing, because you will never find us having so many public rallies and big rallies. Our strategy is to go down to the last person at his or her house, talk to these people directly, and tell them that is it, what we are offering for them to be able to vote for the ASOLI association. And this is our approach going forward.
Okay. Speaking about experiences and lessons or lesson learned, actually. So what would you say, what has leadership taught you about your own flaws, probably?
Well, there is this issue, as I have alluded to, of some people saying, we cannot trust Kauandenge because he was moving from this party to that party, what. But then I said to myself, 2004 to 2005, when I was moving from this to that, how old was I? I was around, 25 years old. Now, if you are older, and you take your 25-year-old or 26-year-old currently now and see the decisions that they are making about their lives, they are still young, very fragile, inexperienced, so they will obviously make mistakes. So for anybody that is listening there, how then do you hold Kauandenge responsible forever until he die for mistakes that he did 30 years ago? Because if we have to talk about 2004, 2003, it's almost 29, 28 years ago. So we all make mistakes as young people. And I have made plenty of mistakes as a young person. But as I'm sitting here being almost 52 years old now, obviously I will not be able to make the same mistakes that I did when I was 25 years old, because through that process I have learned, I have gained experience, I have, perhaps sat with myself and say, no, here I made a mistake that I don't want to repeat going forward. So, of course, I had plenty of mistakes. And that is one thing that politicians don't want to admit. When you may have made, mistakes in your life, but I can admit it. But then I say, those mistakes are actually the ones that have made me a better person and a better leader going forward, because then I can look back and say, no, I don't want to repeat these same mistakes again going forward. Yes.
That's so true. And I want us to come to the Namibian political crisis as a country in general. So you have called tribalism a cancer. So yet Namibian political parties most of them remain deeply tribal. So is Namibia truly free or just recolonized from within?
Well, Bandu Biko has always talked about decolonizing the minds.
Yeah.
And I think to a larger extent, Namibian politics remains too tribal. But I have hope, and I see hope, especially among the young, upcoming generation. Because you must remember that between 1990 and 2000, the gospel of the liberation struggle was the only justice that could get you into power. Because then they were talking about, we were at war, we liberated the country, what. But from 2000, especially from 2015 up to where we are now, most young people are asking, we don't want to hear about liberation struggle that has happened 30 years ago. We want you to tell us that what will we eat tomorrow? What do you have on the table to address the socio and economic problems confronting our people? And I think that's where I have hope that going forward, as the elder generations are reciting at the background, the young people will start asking these questions to whoever wants to take over power. That please, we were not there when you were liberating this country and fighting for this country. You are 80 years going to 90 years. We want to know what are we eating tomorrow in terms of the issue of unemployment, because believe me, there are many people in this country that are amply qualified, that have degrees, but they don't get jobs, opportunities. And I think on that score, I really have much hope for the younger generations, that they are now asking to ask critical questions as to if you bring your manifesto, because in the past, people did not read manifestos. You can produce a manifesto, but they don't care. They will rather go with Iswapo, it's NUDO, whatever. It's my party, I will vote for him, for that party, irrespective of what their manifesto says or whoever is on top. But now they are starting to ask those hard questions. And as a politician, you must be prepared to answer those hard questions.
That's so true. That's so true. So you have spent most of your life inside the Namibian political machinery. So, but then just be honest, has it ever truly worked for the Namibian people?
I don't think so. And I think for the first time, actually, in 35 years of our independence, we must credit the current president. Even if we are from opposition, she's really trying to do her level best. For the first time in we had our late President Hage Geingob, a man that is highly educated. But I think to a larger extent, it was all talks and no action. With the current president, she is a woman, and many people doubted her, whether she will be able to live to the expectation as a woman.
Yeah.
But I think in her administration, we are seeing things happening that has never happened for the past 30 years. Accountability, minister being held accountable, minister being told that you are not doing your job. You know, these things never happen, you know, for 35 years. So I think for the first time, really, irrespective of whether we are from opposing political parties or not, she's really trying to do her level best. Whether she will succeed or not, it also depends on her comrades within the SWAPO party, whether they will allow her to exercise her rights and obligations as a president to be able to say, no, this will not happen, this will not happen, or whether they will then revenge, as they say in Africa, on her and make her redundant. But she's really so far trying to do the best for this country for the first time in 35 years.
Do you think like politicians, as somebody doing well as she, they can use the opportunity to jeopardize her leadership at the moment?
Absolutely. Anything in politics is it's expectable. You can expect anything in politics because, believe me, while she's trying her level best for the benefit of this country, there will be those that feel like she's taking bread away from her, from them, like the people that she did not appoint, that were high on the list of the SWAPO party, the people that think they have the exclusive right to remain eating and looting the resources of this country, those people, they will, you know, come together and try to fight her going forward. But I think, in a nutshell, she's aware of that because she is an experienced politician. She has been there around for a very long time. And I think perhaps we are testing what women can do because for the past 35 years, we have only men leading our country. And I think we are also now, for the first time, tasting what women leadership can do for our country. And sitting from a fence as an opposition, I personally think she's really doing a greater job than all the other presidents before her.
Okay, it's actually great to hear that. And I just want to go back a little bit, speaking of female leadership, because NUDO is also being led by a woman as well. And knowing traditionally, especially our Namibian traditions, being led by a woman has, okay, and I think you spoke about even though you hold a certain position in the party, the traditional authorities, the chiefs, they are the one that makes decisions. And so having you being head or being led by a woman before, do you think she was given that power to rule, or how were people looking at her, especially in the community, the Herero community?
Well, to be honest, my president had a tough time, really, as a woman, to lead NUDO party, because NUDO is a patriarchal setup or party where we as men, among the Herero-speaking Namibians, think of women as people that should just be in a kitchen and looking after food and kids and whatnot. And I think they did not really take kindly to her leadership as a woman because of that traditional belief that a woman's place is just in the kitchen and rearing kids. Yes, they voted for her to become party president, but I think they thought that they can control her. that she is a woman and it will be easy to control her. But when she started to say, no, this cannot happen because I don't believe in it, they started fighting her. So it was a tough time for Dr. Esther Muinyangwe really to lead NUDO. And our society, it's really much more invested in men leading in various political parties. And I don't think it will really soon come to pass that men accept that women can also lead and even lead better than us as men. Yeah, but for her, really, it has been a roller coaster and a difficult period for the past 5 years for her to be able to lead because of that patriarchal society mindset that we have as men within the Waherero community.
Oh, okay, great to hear that. And with the conflict that is going on around now, I don't know if it's only in social media, but are you currently also like in the good terms with your president?
Me?
Yes, with NUDO.
No. With me, with her, I'm in good terms. We haven't, in fact, as a HSG, I try to do everything within my power to make her work easy. But when I left, of course, there are sections within the NUDO party that wants to force me out of the NUDO party as a member. But I'm saying, well, I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
I'm still a member of NUDO. I have read the constitution of NUDO, and there is no provision within the constitution of NUDO that prevent me from starting an association. But if you, as the leadership of NUDO, think that I have transgressed whatever provisions of the NUDO constitution, bring me before a disciplinary hearing. Charge me formally that, no, you have transgressed this and this and this and this. Allow me the Audi pattern concept in law where you listen to the other part and let me have my say based on what I believe in. And after that, if you find me still guilty, expel me from the party. But I'm not going to use your egos for me to resign. I will not do that.
Okay, so if they could offer you the presidency today, so would you start advocating for it and rallying behind NUDO?
At this point in time, it will be very difficult for me to assent to a NUDO party presidency because I have already started a movement, which is ASOLI, where my membership comprised of some members that were from NUDO, some members that were never voted in their lifetime, some members that came from different political parties. So where will I leave these people? So for now, it will really be difficult for me to say, no, bring the presidency of NUDO. I will just get rid of ASOLI, because ASOLI, as we speak now, is a duly registered association by the Electoral Commission of Namibia. So where will I leave these people? So for now, no, it won't be possible. I will still remain a member and continue with my ASOLI agenda.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Kauandenge, for coming here today. So what is your message to the next generation, those that are watching today and those that are delusional but still hoping for the future?
Well, my message will be simple, and that is that first and foremost, in a political arena, you must never believe what the media says about a particular person until such time that you meet this person personally, or you do your proper research about that person to be able to have an opinion about that particular person. Like, for instance, myself. But for the future generation is that there is nothing that must prevent you as a young person to participate in the political affairs of our country. Because even if you say, as a young person, you are not going to participate in politics, politics will humble you, because the next time when you want to apply for job, scholarship, whatever you might want to do, politics comes in and play a role. So as young people across our country, we must really come on board. I'm not saying vote for ASOLI, but I'm saying get involved in whatever form or shape or manner for the benefit of our people. Get involved in politics, participate in politics, and then perhaps through that we can move our country forward.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. Unless there's anything that I've left out, that I've just, you think maybe I haven't spoken or I haven't asked you that you maybe want to address if I let you go.
I think most questions were direct and straight to the point. But the only thing perhaps that I will leave for viewers with is to say that we all have different destinies in our life. We have the Almighty God up there that knows the day we were born, He already knew what our destiny can be or should be or will be going forward. So in the pursuit of a democratic dispensation, a democratic country like Namibia, we should perhaps most importantly put peace and tranquility above everything else. We must disagree as Namibians. But even if we disagree bitterly, we must be able to move past our disagreement and come together when that time comes for us to be able to move our country forward, irrespective of our different political affiliations. And that is my call and clarion call to all Namibians, that Namibia is all what we have. We must protect it to the best of our ability, even if we disagree.
All right. Thank you so much. And we're wishing you all the best, with you personally and with ASOLI and the whole association as well, and the Namibian people. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode up until this end. So please, if you have anybody that you will want us to bring on the show, please don't forget to just share the name there in the comment section, as you always do. So thank you so much, and see you in the next episode. Bye.